Very good afternoon to you. It's just after 1 p.m. on Thursday, the 24th of October. My guest today is a longtime friend of the show, and Maggie Geraghty from Mayo Caligraphy is joining us. So, if you'd like to know a little bit about the world of beautifully constructed writing and whatnot, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and over the next half hour, join us for a light bite lunch. Well, Maggie, it's absolutely great to have you with us. I know that we try and bring you on at this time every year because it's coming up to the time when people are looking for all those wonderful personalized gifts that you do. But for anyone who hasn't seen you on the show before, maybe just tell us a little bit about your own background.
Thank you very much, Rory, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to people. My name is Maggie Geraghty. I live in Ballintubber, County Mayo, and I run a calligraphy service. The tagline is that we help people like you preserve your precious memories with our creative writing service. A lot of what I do is personalised, which means I have very little stuff that's just in stock. Some of the calligraphy stuff is a bit like this. This is a Celtic wedding blessing in copper plate. And then also this time of year, I do remembrance baubles that you personalize with the name of the person who's gone, or for a wedding, first year as Mr. and Mrs., or I did a few last year, or last year as a Miss, also for our family of 5 or a baby's first Christmas, lots of different things. A lot of my work is, as I said, personalized. So it's one-off, never been done before, never be done again. And it's all handmade. It's all done by pen and ink, paint, all done by hand.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, I mean, like, you've been very good to the Micro Business Awards over the years, having done our search for a number of years, and we're most grateful to you for that also. Before we get into talking about the calligraphy, you do have a secondary hobby stroke, occasional time job. You're also you're a professional pet sitter.
A dog sitter mainly now. Cats are not my favorite thing in the world. I'll care for them if I have to. I have been known to mind chickens and a goat at one stage, but it's mostly dogs.
Yeah, it's. I'd say I mean, the fact that you've encountered so many over the years, I'm sure you can very much see the different personalities, and it's nothing to do with breeds or anything like that. It's very much dogs have their own personalities, irrespective of what type they are and that type of thing. But it's certainly a different way. Like, it's a different way to spend time, and it must feel very, very rewarding though when you see, because like dogs, again, as you say, dogs, they give you this look that there's just unconditional love no matter what.
They're fabulous. I have always loved dogs since I was a child. But the good thing about the calligraphy business is that I can pack up my nibs and ink and my bit of paper, and I can work from anybody's house. So I can bring my work with me and care for the dogs at the same time. But yes, you're right. They all have different personalities and little quirks or things that make them, make them tick. The gentleman I was minding last weekend was snowy. Rich tea biscuits were his thing. He would do anything in the world for a rich tea biscuit. So
Well,
that was the way to his heart.
well, it's funny actually because our two this week, and again, I'm inclined to try them with different things because I don't like giving them a lot of the ready-made treats because they
Yeah.
can be quite high in sugar. But this week, I actually decided to try cream crackers. And the reaction of them has just been remarkable. They're literally doing zoomies around you as soon as they hear the rustle of the packet. They don't even see a cracker come out. So, absolutely. So, how did you actually get started doing calligraphy? Where does it go back to?
The calligraphy goes back to secondary school, frighteningly enough, about 1980. So I was fortunate enough and lucky enough to go to secondary school in Stella Maris in Ballycastle. It's in North Mayo, which was run by the Mercy Sisters, and there was still a few nuns teaching at the time, and two of them were art teachers. So Sister Loretto and Sister Kenise were the main ones that did, and Sister Nari later on did calligraphy with me. And we used to see it an awful lot in the life in the town, like it was used for mass booklets, it was used in the church, it was used in the school. So it was something that was in general use. It wasn't something out of the ordinary. And I have really bad handwriting, shockingly bad handwriting. But if I took the ink and the nib with the fine line and the thick line on it and took my time, I could actually make really beautiful shapes. So I think that's what got me into it. And I've just kept going since. I've always done it.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I've seen multiple pieces of your work over the last few years, and they're all just absolutely stunning. And my problem is, I wouldn't have the patience to spend the time on a piece that you do. Give me a big book of figures, and I'm happy to work away. But the creative side of things,
it's patience. Anybody can do it. I've done a bit of teaching now since COVID. We got back to the teaching again in the last year. Anybody can do it. I mean, if you apply yourself, it is just a matter of patience. It is just taking the time to do it. Now, a lot of the older generation find it difficult when I take out an ink bottle and the smell of the ink and the dipping. A lot of it brings them back to school time, and sometimes it wasn't the happiest time of their lives. But everybody is delighted when they get over that and just take their time and patience. That's all it is. And you can come out with beautiful work after 6 or 8 weeks.
yeah, absolutely. Well, we're just going to very quickly talk about this. We are in the final countdown to the Micro Business Awards, which are happening this Saturday in Knightsbrook in Trim, and I know Maggie will be there, I'll be there, and there'll also be a whole range of different businesses joined there on the night, hoping to be recognised. I was just working it out that in all the years since the awards have been on, to date we've recognised in excess of 150 businesses. And
wow.
I think that's pretty much something to celebrate in itself, but there's been some great wheeling and dealing done at the awards where businesses have spent time together and very much enjoyed each other's company and enjoyed spending time together, but have also, as I said, gone on to do business together.
Yeah.
There are still a very, very small number of tickets left if anyone would like to come along on Saturday night, but I would need you to email us today. So if you'd like to, just email us at microbusinessawards@gmail.com with the subject tickets, and we will get back to you straight away today. I know two of the team are standing by the emails ready in case anyone does email in and wants them, because we have to give the hotel the absolute final numbers this afternoon. So it is literally now or never time if you'd like to come. They have a fabulous menu put on. The Cathaoirleach of Meath County Council is also joining us. So as I said, it's going to be a wonderful night, and we would love to see you all there, and we'd love to celebrate yet again another range of fabulous businesses, which Maggie knows the winners of. I don't know them yet, but Maggie knows the winners because she needed them for the certs, and maybe if someone drops Maggie an email, she might be open to bribes, but I'm not going to ask anything about that. So, and again, once again, Maggie, huge thanks for all your assistance over the years with doing the certificates and whatnot. And
I think certs are very important for businesses to have, because it's a public expression of what they received, and I mean, it's up there on the wall, anybody can read it, and it's a good, it's a boost for businesses. It's great for micro businesses as well to meet with other owners, because a lot of the time we're just one man operations or one woman operations, and it's isolating at times. So it's a superb opportunity. I would encourage anybody to go. It's a great night, and it's such an opportunity to meet up with other businesses who think the same way as you do and have the same problems.
Absolutely. And I think the other thing that makes ours very, very different with from a lot of others is it's a very relaxed night.
Yeah.
Right? Like we don't go in for all the pomp and ceremony that a lot of the awards go into, but with a lot of the bigger awards, what I personally have found is it largely can be them and us. So as opposed to sitting down and chatting with people who are in the same industry, it's a case of, oh, well, they're the competition, we can't talk to them. No. Whereas with micro businesses, we sit down, we collaborate, and we look at all the different possibilities that are available to us to see how can we benefit all of our businesses as a community.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
So, one of the main reasons I brought you on, what I want to spend a little bit of time talking about is your Christmas collection.
Christmas. Okay, for the last number of years, as you know, I have offered glass baubles. Now, it's difficult with the camera and the lights and stuff, but that's the idea of them. They're glass. This is a loving Christmas remembrance one. And then you can put who it is you're remembering. So this is Auntie Olive on it. Now, I have run into a couple of issues with these. The glass is extremely hard to source anymore. And the glitter is now becoming not a thing because it's a microplastic. So this year I have moved on. I've done a couple of the Loving Christmas Remembrance one. Again, these are in glass, but they're feathers. I don't know whether you can see them or not. They're white feathers. And again, it's personalized with the name of the person. And the other option then that I have looked at, I've seen these online and they seem to be very popular. It's an embroidery hoop. So it's just personalized on the embroidery hoop. This one says Mamo. You can put whatever name you want on it and the year on the back. And it just hangs with the ribbon. Again, for a first Christmas, these are another option. None of these are on the website yet because I've had a very busy week, but they're on the way. This is for Rian's first Christmas and the year on it. And then these are ones that aren't personalized. So this is just, oh, holy night. And again, they're just unusual. They're on a little embroidery hoop, a timber embroidery hoop. It's very difficult. I don't know which way I'm going with them.
No, absolutely. But
something new and something different for this year. A little more environmentally friendly.
And the reality is, for so many people, I mean, I'm notoriously bad at waiting until the last second and then go scrambling around trying to find gifts. When there's people out there like you who can make your life so much easier with a little bit of pre-planning.
Yeah, just a little bit of notice. And the thing about a gift like that you give to somebody that's personalized, they always remember who they got it from. You know how they say people don't remember what you say or what you do, but they remember how they feel.
Yes.
So people's names or, remembering a special occasion, people feel that deeply and they will always remember, oh, Maggie got me that, or Rory got me that for Christmas the year Mammy died and I have it on the tree since. And these things are important to people. So I would encourage you, please get in touch in time. Don't be coming to me Christmas week because you won't find me.
Yeah, no.
Get in touch in the month of November and we can work together. Again, whatever your budget is, we will find something that works and we make it personalized.
That's absolutely brilliant. And one of the questions that everyone gets asked when they come on the show, as you know, Maggie, is about your favorite light bite lunch. So for you currently, what is your go-to?
currently is what I had today for my light bite lunch, which is a little bit of scrambled egg and some smoked salmon. And that'll keep me going, plenty of protein in it, and that'll keep me going for a lot of the day.
Absolutely. We do have a comment, by the way, about your pieces there from Monique, that your pieces are collector's pieces and for a lifetime. Wonderful antidote for today's disposable culture.
Thank you very much, Monique. Yes, they are. They're a complete antidote to the disposable culture. They're also an antidote to the AI culture, because these are craft, it's a craft. Calligraphy is a craft. Yes, you can print it out on the computer. You can buy a font and print it out that looks like it, but it's not done by hand. When we do work by hand on its parchment type paper, you can feel the ink.
Yeah.
You can feel the raised ink, you can smell it. And these are glitter paint that we do on the side of it for decoration. So it's all handmade. It's away from disposable culture and away from AI.
Right. Now, on the subject of AI, is AI going to help your business, or is it going to be long-term become a hindrance?
I don't think it's going to be a hindrance to anybody in a craft industry. We can use it for planning. We can use it for writing tags for, items in the shop and stuff like that. But it cannot do what a craftsperson can do, and it will never be able to. It's like writing books. Yes, now you can write a book. You can tell AI to write a book about a particular subject, but its only reference is the stuff that has been written thus far. So in terms of something new and imaginative, it cannot do that. So I think for creatives, I don't see it as any threat at all. Only it'll be a help to us, I think.
Well, I think again, Monique has summed it up absolutely perfectly in answer to my question. AI is brilliant, but it has no soul.
Exactly. No soul. And it'll pretend for a while, but it's going to run out of stuff to feed off. And it's going to keep regenerating itself then, because there's nothing new being done. So,
mind you, in saying that, isn't that what Hollywood has been doing for years, regenerating the same stuff over and over? So
it has, but occasionally there's a little star gets through. Occasionally there's a new one.
Absolutely. One question I do have, because I know that when you're working there are so many different types of nibs out there. There's so many different types of inks. There's this, that, the other. As a calligrapher, how many nibs do you generally use?
Well, it would depend on the type of work you're doing. If you're doing Gothic or Italic, you'll have a broader nibbed pen. If you're doing the copperplate, which I tend to do an awful lot of this copperplate, which is like handwriting, but just done properly, that's a finer nib. And I will use the one nib. That's the problem, until it runs out, or I let it fall, or I drop it. If you're in the middle of something and you drop your nib, and it, even there's the smallest twang on it, it's gone. This is what I'm working with at the moment. But again, most of the time I would just use the one nib that I have in the pen. But that's some of the collection.
It is quite a collection, absolutely.
They can be quite expensive nibs, so I tend to take care of the good ones.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, for you, as a creative who is looking around, do you feel with the upcoming election that micro businesses need to band together, need to hound TDs, that there needs to be more supports specifically for creatives? Because quite often a lot of what they offer are to those who have their commercial unit and are paying big rates and paying big rents, and that's where all these supports are aimed. But there's nothing for the small work from home creative. Do you think there are things they could do that would benefit the creative industry?
I think definitely. I think there are a lot more people that could be working in the creative industry, as you say, working from home. If there were a few more incentives. Certainly energy has gone nuts. It hasn't come back down to where it should be. And insurance is gone. Like, my insurance is crazy for what harm am I going to do to you a piece of calligraphy, but I still have to pay my insurance. And there's no assistance for small people. It seems that everything that's focused on business in Ireland is towards bigger people who have 5 employees plus, 10 employees plus. And really, the small micro business, I know you have the stats off the top of your head, Rory, about the number of people employed in single person micro businesses. And it keeps the whole of the country going, especially in rural Ireland, where,
Yeah,
but
well,
they would be my two big ones: insurance and energy costs, if there was a small support. I mean, the support for bigger businesses, but not for micro business.
yeah, well, the CSO stats are just over 250,000 micro businesses actively registered
Yeah, that's
with the
huge.
CRO.
That's an awful lot of income
Yeah, absolutely,
into a
absolutely.
community. Yeah.
And the joke of it was that 92% of that 250,000 didn't actually qualify for any of the supports that exist out there.
Yeah.
Which it's putting supports in place that cover 8% is totally wrong. And there's it is something that needs to be done. And I think it's something that as a collective for micro businesses, we need to hammer down on, and we need to look much closer at.
Well, we'll have an opportunity now on Saturday night to band together a few of us, and you wouldn't be long gathering a few together and making a bit of an impact, because it's goals at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, and again, I mean, I will remind anyone watching that I am a registered government lobbyist, and if anyone comes to me with what is a realistic project, I mean, I have had people come to me, and when we sit down and do the costings of it, there's not, the cost benefit doesn't justify it.
Yeah.
But I'm more than happy, anyone that comes along to me and says, look, here is the plan, here is the benefits, here's what it'll cost to generate those benefits. But by generating those benefits, here is the actual potential tax return from it, then I'm more than happy to take that on for them, because it's something that I feel very passionate about. I mean, we've certainly, over the last few years, the fact that we now have a specific minister for small businesses. Again, they won't give us one for micro businesses, but they have given us for small business. But he has been very open to discussions on that. So what we will have after the next election is certainly anyone's guess, but we will be watching.
It's up to ourselves, though.
Well, and this is very true. So if you weren't doing this, if you weren't doing the calligraphy, what would your dream job actually be to be doing?
Oh, my dream job. Like I said to you, it would definitely be in a climate that's a bit warmer than what we have here. And I think we're going to get a lot of rain in this afternoon. Someplace near Mauritius. I don't know would I like to work. I think if I was going to do something else, I'd probably want to be doing nothing, like the song says. Today I feel like doing nothing. Yes. That'd be where I'd go to.
Either that, or find a way to have a huge uptake in business and move to Mauritius and do the calligraphy from Mauritius.
Do the calligraphy there, or find a dog, find somebody who needs a dog minded in Mauritius, and off I'll go.
Absolutely. So, what's next for you?
What's next? Well, there's quite a few bits and pieces in the pipeline. I would like to try and have time to do more work that would be available for sale on the website that wouldn't be personalized. But it's very difficult. You know yourself, when you're running a micro business, you're doing the social media, you're doing the accounting, you're doing the banking, you have to answer the phones, you have to do all of that stuff as well as producing the work. This week now I had big plans to have a lot of stuff ready and organized for you, and unfortunately we had a funeral. I got an order for funeral booklets, which is something else that comes in under the calligraphy banner, and that was 2 days work. So yeah, it would be ideal to have a little bit more stuff organized and ready to go, ready for sale.
Yeah, but again, I mean, and that is part of what puts you under so much pressure, is things like funeral books. People can't book those a week in advance, right? Things like that, where it's very much last minute, and you have to literally drop everything
Well,
And
this is
especially,
it. You have a very short time span, and then I deal with the printer here in Castlebar as a micro business as well. So I have to get to him usually the day before, but as it turned out this week, it was the morning off. So he got the file in the morning at 8 o'clock and he had it ready for me at 4 in the afternoon. So that's a superb service. You don't have, like, he dropped stuff out of his day to accommodate me. But people do these things when when it's for a funeral or something specific. But it does put everything else on the back foot when you're personalizing and working to a very tight time limit like that.
absolutely. And I believe there's a book in the pipeline too, or is that?
There is a book in the pipeline. It's a long way from the first edit, but the words are there. I was away for a number of weeks this summer. So actually did a bit of dog sitting in France. And I got about 50,000 words written, which is a good start. But then when you come back, everything is piled up and you have to start off again, running around after catching your tail. But it will get done. Eventually it will get done. It's a piece of fiction, but I couldn't possibly tell you what it's based on.
Yeah, but it's something that we're all going to want to read as soon as it's ready to go.
You surely are.
Absolutely. Well, Maggie, we've had your website displaying across the bottom there. I know you're under pressure with bits you've got going on there, and I'm under pressure with the last few bits and pieces for the awards here. So we'll end it there. We will be back in 2 weeks' time when we'll actually have another one of the finalists from the Micro Business Awards. We'll have Mark from Hidden Hope Experiences joining us. So until then, what I will do is I will bid you all a very good afternoon, and we look forward to seeing all those of you that are coming to the awards on Saturday. We will see you there. We do have a couple of very special announcements on the night, so as I said, it's well worth being there to hear everything that's going on. And that will say good afternoon.